Tonight on 8.5-bit, Splatoon 2, Final Fantasy 12, and hashtag Spicy Bits. Welcome, friends of all designs, to episode 220 of 8.5-bit, which I'm sure is going to be probably the shortest episode of them all. I'm your host, Paul, and joining me today are my good friends, James.
Hello.
And Amy.
Hello.
And friends, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Are you feeling spicy?
Oh, I'm feeling spicy bits.
Hey.
Like it was in sync, but why?
I don't know.
It's because we're in sync, Paul.
Okay.
We're best friends
You're
now.
in sync?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
good. Well, I would make a reference to one of their albums or songs.
But you know none of them.
I mean, I believe I could probably recognize one.
Could you name a song? A title?
I can name a song, Where the Wild Roses Grow by Nick Cave. That's a song?
That's not an NSYNC song.
Oh, you never. That was not the question.
No.
The question was, can I
song?
name a song?
Yeah.
The Hooky
Very well.
Pokey? I don't know who wrote it, though.
Yellow
I also
Submarine.
don't know who wrote Camptown Races.
Camptown Races.
We can sing that as public domain.
Is it? Yay.
It is.
Can it be our new theme song?
No. Gross.
No.
But James and I are best friends now. So we're
That's
definitely
good.
synced.
I thought you had a falling out.
We did?
Did
What?
we? Oh, that's right.
yeah, ice cream.
Oh.
Ice cream and cake. But
Hey, buddy.
Hey, baby.
Feeling a little bit cakey. Some kind of short skirt.
if anyone out there likes ice cream as much as I do, please send us an email.
This is getting
at
real.
Or if
Amy's
anyone else
friends
likes
at 8.5bit.com.
friend-on-friend mail action, be sure to be watching the video version right about now.
Hashtag spicy bits.
Spicy bits.
Oh, get
Are you feeling a little bit spicy?
now?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my!
It's touching the sides and the nipples. They were perky though, so
Oh, yeah.
I think that counts as consent.
I hate you all.
Well, maybe you should have thought of that before you voted ice cream.
I
It's
like
true.
ice cream. I hate cake. It's I
Just
don't
wait.
hate
Wait.
cake.
This is not a dichotomy here.
Yeah. Like whilst we are both cake fans and giving the choice,
I mean, I
we
don't
would not
hate-
say we hate ice cream.
I do not hate cake. It's just I prefer ice cream because it's nice. It's better.
These are not quantifiable.
Yes,
There
they
it
are.
is.
Cake is, well, I suppose it is hard to compare on a quality scale because the elements I like about cake are just things that ice cream are not.
See, the reason I go team cake is because I think there's I've had very good ice cream. And I'm even going to put gelato and sorbet under the same umbrella. I've had...
It's all mixed together so much these days.
I'm going to say I've had very good examples of those. And I've had kind of like very poor examples of those. And the range is quite low. Like it's sort of very good ice cream or average ice cream. There's not a big difference. But cake can transcend. Like if you have average cake...
I think you are diminishing the levels that ice cream can go
I know.
between.
Ice cream can reach very high.
And very, very low.
And very low. But a bad cake
Hey,
versus
this is
an
just
amazing
like
cake.
some shaved ice that someone's dumped some cream on top of. This is not ice
But
cream.
still, bad cake can be just as bad.
Bad cake can be awful.
But I'm saying great cake. There's
Great
such a
cake
big...
and great ice cream. Great ice cream might even be better.
Okay, here's the thing.
Yes.
Bad cake be like some shitty bought dried out sponge,
Yep.
which you can fix by soaking it with alcohol
That's true.
and putting cream and
No,
so
I was also going to say you could fix it by adding ice cream.
well, that is but let's take awful ice cream.
Yep.
How do we fix it?
You refreeze it.
Yeah, there's actually not much you can do. You
it's
just
just
stuck
sort
with
of
Put some-
terrible
put
You
ice
can
cream.
you can
bits
do
of
some
chocolate in it.
mix-ins. You can do
Yeah.
some mix-ins, but I think if it's sort of like a bad texture-y, just like I don't think there's any recovery
Yeah,
from that.
you take the shittiest cake and you add custard to it.
And if you try the soaking in alcohol thing, you just make ice cream soup, which whilst delicious,
It is no longer ice cream.
it's no longer
Yeah.
ice cream. Yes, ice cream soup.
Delicious.
It is delicious. Video games and stuff.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of video games to talk about this week. We have a little bit of news, but it's probably going to be quite a brief episode. But that's all right. You can just enjoy the dulcet tones of my voice, as I will surely be talking for 80% of the time.
We can really slow it down too.
Oh yeah. Hello, Amy.
Goodbye, Paul.
No, you need to go lower.
Thank you for watching it. You can catch us on our website, Facebook, and MySpace.
Let's set up a website today.
I want you to speed that up later.
I should start slipping MySpace into the round end. It would work well. Oh, Toasty eating
Find
the
out.
damn table.
Come on, you
Hey,
beaver.
Toasty, eating the table again.
He's
you
a monster.
little
I need to bring
ruffian.
in some treats to try and control him tonight. But
Turned into a beaver.
I think I forgot to put them in my pocket. He is a beaver. And not the good
He's some
type.
kind of
He's
eager
adorable.
beaver.
Just wait. There is no bad type of beaver.
They're all Canadian.
I can't even think. Yeah.
I have no beaver prejudice.
It's true. All forms of that word are positive.
Yeah.
Beaver may be the most positive thing in the world. Oh, the little dog with his
there he
dirty
is.
face.
There he is.
They decided to fill in some holes at the dog park with very, very loose soil, which meant
he got to dig them all up.
he had a black face when I got him home before. But he enjoyed it. Okay, so let's just start off on what we all had a little bit of play
Yes.
with. Although Amy wrote it down, but I don't think she actually got to play it.
I played the demo.
You woke up after the demo was
Yep.
over.
I am a sleepy person.
Splatoon 2 had
Splatoon.
its first Splatfest on the weekend, which is the competitions it does one subject versus another. This week it was cake versus ice cream. And unlike the other ones, this one happened before the game was released. So it was just basically a weekend demo, which ran for
stress test.
4 hours. 4 hours, of which I played about 3 hours.
Yeah, I almost misunderstood the time. I thought it actually ran till midnight, not lunchtime.
Yeah, that was what I thought. That's why
So I was glad you pointed it out to
me.
me. I played enough to get up ranks a couple of times.
Were you,
What did you get to? What was your rank?
whatever the fourth rank was.
Like cake defender or cake?
I thought it was one after
Cake
Cake
Lord
Defender
or something like
like
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you didn't get anything from this weekend. All XP was turned off, which meant you couldn't unlock things.
Couldn't change items either.
What do you mean?
Like you couldn't change like hats and shirts and things.
Well, you could out of the ones you had. Like you could change a shirt between the Splatfest shirt and the regular shirt.
Oh,
That's about it.
Actually, I just thought it said that you couldn't change it during Splatfest. Like when it was active.
No.
Maybe before it you could change it.
No, you could change
Okay.
it. Yep, you're just wrong. You're just wrong
It's
at
cool.
that point.
I'm willing to yield
But
on this one.
as I say, I think the only cosmetic you could change was the shirt.
Okay.
Yeah, so you didn't miss out on much, James.
Because
But the girls could change between a skirt and pants.
yes, you could change that.
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
change that post.
Yeah.
But that's a basic character customization.
Yeah, that's
option.
customization,
What was your choice on the
Who'd I go with?
on the leggings?
I went with leggings with skirt.
The leggings with a short skirt.
Yeah, that's how I went.
Yeah.
Oh, can you do that as the male character, or are you just the...
No, I've made a female character.
No, we're all inclined that way. We were all female characters.
That's fine.
Yeah. No, I've been trying to move away from just creating like facsimiles of myself. Like I feel like my identity should be more than my skin tone and my gender. So I've just been trying to mix it up a bit when I play games.
I support James experimenting in all these ways.
Yeah. He's my best friend, so I'll accept
If
it
he could
too.
break down some of those built-in prejudices he have, that
Paul,
could
there are-
really, really benefit me. in
There
the
are
long
so
run.
many of those prejudices.
It's true.
And those walls are so tall.
It's true. But you have come a long way.
That's true.
I remember some of the comments you made early in this podcast live, which I think you would actually be quite embarrassed to revisit these days.
Oh, I should dig them up and see some of the things that I said.
You know one of them you've discussed, but I don't even need to repeat it because
Okay.
you were like, oh, that was really, really bad of me.
See, you know how humans deliberately, like, don't deliberately, but they forget things?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that's how we don't go crazy. I've actually forgotten this one, and I think I should keep it that way.
Maybe. I'll remind you off air.
Okay.
Because, but I mean, like, it actually is fun to go back sometimes
Yeah.
and see. I mean, I don't think we've ever been awful people. We've been uninformed people
Yeah.
sometimes,
Well, I remember-
and sometimes bad joke people.
I remember I used to be very much of the opinion that the gender was a very
Yes, those are the
thing.
comments I was
those are the
primarily
comments. No, I do
referring to.
remember. I do remember having those opinions. That has changed somewhat.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older.
And you know what? I might have got a little bit more hardline. Not that hardline, just a little bit more. And Amy is, of course, a fresh flower and not yet corrupted by the darkness of the world.
You sure?
I don't know.
I mean, Toast keeps trying to take my shoes and he keeps biting the table, but sure.
Monster. Just, I don't know, throw him out the window.
How do I do that?
It's true, the windows are closed. And that one's broken.
Oh no!
Yeah. Yeah, the hinge, when I first moved in, the hinge broke and I haven't fixed it yet.
I like that you renovated the rest of your house.
Yeah.
But that
your
window.
room?
Yeah, I haven't done anything to the windows. In fact, most of the windows still haven't really been cleaned. But, yeah, you know, one step at a time.
Yeah.
I've just been doing some networking work around the house. I have enterprise level wireless in my house.
Nice.
And a friend of mine goes over on the weekend.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, yeah, the wireless is, mwah, it's beautiful. He goes, oh, well, I mean, Netflix isn't running particularly well. That's not even on the wireless. You'll be forgetting that I have a shit internet connection. Nothing to do with the wireless quality, son. You can connect to my shit network. So good.
You want to stream some data from over the network?
Yeah, if you want it local.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That shit covered.
When we want to do those Splatoon 2 LAN plays, we'll have this shit down.
Splatoon.
Which is good because it does support LAN play instead of direct thing. Because that was, I think they might have even, I don't know if they were adding it to Mario Kart. I think there was some disruption. Because that was the problem with Mario Kart, the disconnections of that local peer-to-peer networking.
Yeah,
would
you
do.
couldn't just jump on the network.
Yeah.
Like the local network. And
The
which
fact-
would solve all of the problems.
Yeah. So going and doing local Splatoon 2 I think is going to work quite well. Okay, so Splatoon 2, we actually played it.
Yep.
I played a good lot of it. There's only 4 weapons unlocked. They weren't the exact same weapons as the last time, but pretty close. It's Splatoon.
Splatoon.
Yeah,
I fucking love the level design. though.
that was a standout thing for me with this, is that I was so sold on the levels that they chose to show off.
Yeah.
Like it almost felt like 2 different games, what those levels were. So there was the skate park one, which I felt was the least interesting of the 2.
Oh, no.
But I did like that there seemed to be a good separation between regions. Like if you're in the basin, it was actually had to like go around to get out. Like it's like if you go to it, you're committed to it.
The skate park level is super mobile.
Yeah.
And so if you're making paths around with your ink and spending a lot of time as a squid, I think one of my matches I got like 14 kills and no deaths.
Yeah.
And I was just like the stealth bastard.
Yeah.
For just like it was a real satisfying match. It was like, oh, I'm finally clicking and understanding the moveset. Because I think that's still what comes down to Splatoon when you're first approaching it. You play it like a shooter and you have to remember the mobility of those creatures. If someone is running away from you, you shoot at them not with the purpose of hitting them because they're probably out of range. You shoot at them to make a path to turn into a squid to catch up on them.
Yeah.
And that takes a while to internalize as an actual moveset. But once you do it, and if the other people haven't done it yet, you're in
Well,
trouble.
The one that I started doing was that when I first started playing it, I'm just trying to get as much ink down because that's the game, right?
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
down the ink. So I'm putting ink everywhere. And there's people with big rollers who are really good at putting down ink. And I just thought, I'm going to stop doing that. And I'm just going to go into ink form and just get behind someone with a roller.
Yeah.
And they're always a big target because they're both the best at putting down ink. And then I just wait for them to like get attacked and then I pop out and kill them.
Yeah.
And that was a really effective strategy. And I liked that even though the game, it's about ink, that was not the most efficient way for me to put down ink.
Yes,
it was
because-
supporting someone else to put down ink.
While getting kills isn't the goal of the game, when you do kill someone, that's 10 seconds of you laying ink and them not.
Yeah.
So getting those kills and then quickly replacing the area around you is actually a huge benefit. And you can turn the entire game around in like 20 seconds.
And that happened a couple of times. Like I was dead sure we were going to win. And someone with a roller got behind. It was on the
Behind enemy lines?
Behind enemy lines, and they got onto the tower, the 2 towers. I'm going to call it Two-Face from
it's
now
Moray
on.
Towers, I believe. It's also in the first game, but this is a retooling
Yeah.
of it.
And they just painted all over that one, and they won by a long shot.
Yeah, and that's where that's actually a problem with the game compared to the first Splatoon. On the first Splatoon, you could have the map on the bottom screen all the time.
Yeah.
In this Splatoon, you have to push the button to check it, and if you don't remember to do that regularly, you can get a situation like that where if they've got behind enemy lines and they're cleaning up and you don't notice. Well,
I actually didn't mind.
yeah.
I kind of like there's a bit of a mode change where it's
Yeah.
like if I need to check, I definitely need to do that.
Yeah.
It's going to make me a bit vulnerable, and I kind of like that
Oh,
as a decision.
I love that map design of the long linear level, and whilst you can sort of shortcut places, it is just a long path basically that you meet in the middle, and it's just this pushing back and trying to sneak behind their lines. And
And then there's also those streams of ink you can make.
Yeah.
To kind of get around even faster.
Yeah. The zip lines.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what
They
they're called.
weren't in the original, were they? I don't remember them.
No.
Yeah.
They're new.
Do they? Can you still warp to players after you die?
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Okay.
There's lots of, and you can do the return to base jump at any time and everything, which is very useful on that tower map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a super important part of it. And what I just love the whole thing about the marker that comes down, and this is from this first Splatoon as well. When you say you're going to jump to another player, a marker appears on the thing, which if you've done it near enemy players, all the enemy players point at that marker waiting for it, which can give the person that was there an opportunity to kill them.
Yeah.
Could mean that you land and you instantly, like, you're either instantly dead or you have to have a move ready to do, which I got killed by a few people coming down thinking I was going to waste them and they were quick off the mark. But it's just like, that can be used so intelligently. And sometimes you leave it to the last second just before you're actually launched and then you quickly switch to another point. So the marker doesn't stay as long when they're looking in the wrong space. But it's fun. I fucking love it. It really reminded me how good the game can be. And the multiplayer isn't the main reason I want to get there. Well, I want to do the salmon run. I'm really excited for. And we've got a group of people that now have switches so we can get together the squad.
We can get four people, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the single player, which I really enjoyed the single player in the first one. And this one doesn't have the stupid restriction of only having one gun unless you have the amiibo, which opens up other weapons for you.
Yeah.
Which was such a dick move in the first game.
It definitely come around a lot on this. I remember when we first started talking about it.
It was
back
hard
when the
sell.
first showing off, because it's like, well, we only just played Splatoon 1 a year ago, or whatever it was, and that didn't seem to be doing much. But what I loved about those maps that they picked is that they really demonstrated that there's going to be a lot of variety in what the play experience is going to be.
Did you notice you were allowed to scout in the Splatfest? So before, instead of saying join a game, you could just scout the maps because they had 4 maps over the 4 hours.
Oh, and I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because they started with 2 different maps. I can't remember what they were called. One was a concert and one was art museum. And they just had really interesting geometry. And I tend to, when I was doing well on the map, it's because I had learnt the tricks of the geometry. And they're like, it's a good to get into a multiplayer game where the level designs matter that much. I don't always like. Oh, I mean, Overwatch has pretty good level design that way, but it feels like it's the geometry and exploiting the geometry became less important over time. Yeah, and actually, that feels like a bullshit comment on my part. Just thinking about good multiplayer games, I'm like, no, Titanfall 2. No, that has I suppose that actually that was a different kind of geometry. But yeah, Overwatch probably in the whole sort of vein that I'm thinking of. Like, thinking of Quake 2. I don't know why I think Quake 2 isn't even held up as that big. It just meant a lot to me at the time.
But you remember it really well. And also, like, because
I know every inch of those
because I
maps.
think so lo-fi as well, it's much easier to see it's basically a big white box.
Yeah.
It's easy to kind of see what that level's trying to do.
Learning to do all the trick jumps and everything.
I would really like to see something a bit like ARMS with the multiplayer mode. I think because while playing it, I'm still worried that it's going to be a bit like Overwatch for me, where like in theory I really enjoy it, but I'm going to find I'm going to get kind of frustrated if I play too much of it.
And it certainly has that problem of, I mean, thankfully the matches are short.
They're like 2 minutes.
If you're just in matches against people that just walk you, that gets real annoying real fast.
Yep.
And you don't, even if you do well in a bad game, I still felt sort of annoyed at the end because there was no
there's not really much in the way of extra objectives. And maybe that's something I would have liked to have seen. It's just a bit more gamers. Like, why is there no capture the flag or something? Or, I don't know, just something. Like, they've definitely nailed down the painting part. But if I'm going to play a lot of it, I think long term I'd like it if there's a bit more variety in terms of what I'm doing. Yeah, and I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know what other game modes there are. I know that is not the only game mode, but we've got to play with the other ones. I haven't studied. Yeah, I haven't studied what's in the final release, which is only the end of this week. Yeah, it's very close. We'll be playing a bunch.
Yeah, so weekend. Whilst it's also where I was like hesitant to how much do we talk about it this week, because we'll have the full thing next week. Yeah. Probably at least. Yeah, unless our hands fall off.
I'm gonna get it.
What if both your hands get run over by tigers?
Tigers.
Yeah, from Wacky Wheels.
Okay. I haven't played Wacky Wheels.
They got hedgehogs as guns.
I like hedgehogs.
As guns?
Probably.
Yeah,
Even
well-
better.
Many things as guns are better.
I'm still deciding
No
whether or
scanny
not
card.
deciding whether or
No
not I
BC
want to go
Racer.
digital or physical.
Well, James hates money. So
Yeah,
he's
oh man, do I
definitely
hate
going,
money. And I'm lazy. I don't want to have to change the card.
See, I'm getting quite a deal on Splatoon 2 because I've been doing this big national survey questionnaire thing, and it's huge and it's tiring. And I did not get in by the deadline. I'm like, whatever. They called me up and like, oh, you still going to get it in for us? I'm like, yeah, if you still want it. I know I missed the
This is a national big survey?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
for a company?
Ray Morgan's things. It's like that's where they get like ratings and things like that from.
Oh,
and
okay,
everything.
yeah.
Like it's stupidly comprehensive.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, we can give you another $50. I'm like, oh, I didn't even ask. Yeah, sure. So at the moment, the questionnaire company is paying for
They're
Splatoon.
buying your Splatoon.
Nice.
It's got $70 all up from
Yeah.
them now, which is good because it's hours and hours and hours of work.
Yeah, like, if you actually, what's the hourly rate though?
It's not terrible.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when I say hours and hours and hours, it's probably taking me like 3-4 hours all up.
Okay.
So it's not like a great wage,
You're not
but
like
it's also
$4.
not like terrible wage.
Yeah.
I've worked for less, and I will do it again.
Hey, extra cash.
Yeah. Hey, they really want my demographic. Finally, I feel like I'm going to
You're
throw out.
finally there.
I'm going to throw out like all of their statistics. There's gonna be like, you know what my media diary for like TV for the week
Yeah.
was? It has one program watched in the week.
The project?
No.
All that MasterChef you've been watching.
No, Sean McAuliffe's program. That's how.
Oh, I was going to say, what was it? Offspring? The one you were complaining about last time?
Fucking Offspring. I have been thinking maybe I should do like an Offspring rewatch podcast.
Oh.
We sit down and we just like we discuss every episode.
You know-
It's like well, again, there were a bunch of scenes where nothing fucking happened, linked together by phone calls in which things happened,
I have a sneaking suspicion
Yeah.
that it would wear down our defenses.
and we'd eventually get into the
And
bullshit
yeah, after about 4, 5, 6, 7 episodes,
seasons.
seasons.
Wait, how many seasons are there? I thought it was only like 3.
I think it's more than that at least.
No, it's not. I don't think it's 7.
I think there might be around the 5 or 6
Yeah.
season episode list at the moment. I don't know. I'm no Offspring's
Yeah.
but
I've been watching a new
That's a
show.
great one.
yeah.
Are we done with Splatoon 2? We'll talk about it more
I
later.
think we'll talk about it more later.
Yeah.
I'm very hyped for it at the
Yeah,
moment.
really good. Yeah, no technical issues with the Splatfest. Good job, Nintendo.
Yeah, actually, that's true. I had a few like failed to find a game, but I don't know if they've got bots or anything. But I did not have a single person drop from any game that I played, and as I say, I played for 3 hours.
yeah,
Yeah,
so that was good.
I had a great time.
What was I going to say? Aren't they going to show some of the stuff about the subscription service after it releases?
They're releasing the mobile app along with
Okay.
Splatoon 2. The subscription service doesn't kick in until next year.
Okay.
So basically, I don't think we discussed it on the show. The way that the app works is a Nintendo Network bullshit app. It's called something like that. Probably not bullshit in the name. And then inside the app, you get individual like sub programs per game, which is both a little bit annoying to me that it's still not like a single unified thing, although it all falls under the same unified system, which is good. But what's good about that is that then those game-specific areas do things like track your stats, allow you to change gear, like buy gear and rearrange it and do your loadouts and everything on the app and things like that.
Sorry, I just like it's a portable console.
How much more portable could you want?
It doesn't have portable internet built in, so we can give it that.
Oh, if only it had some auto pairing thing, so you could.
I mean, I'm sure you can still hotspot your
You
phone.
could always
Yeah.
hotspot your phone. Yeah,
And whilst I like all this stuff in the app, I think all of it should still be replicated in the game.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yes, you can do all the gear stuff, but you can't do like the. I suppose it's just the talking because you could in the Splatfest you could still add friends to a team
yeah.
and
Actually,
everything.
that kind of
That's good.
surprised me that in the game there was. I wasn't expecting any kind of like team.
You thought they would all be on the app.
Yeah, but no, it's like you could invite people in and think like, it seemed, it was
Yeah,
there.
I know with the arms you couldn't invite people to play with you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I haven't really tried to do any of that in ARMS.
yeah. Well, that was only for the big demo thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I didn't,
Oh yeah, but they
Yeah.
well, actually, I was going to say they never do that for the demos, except for obviously this last weekend
Yeah.
where they did do it. So I'm a liar.
yeah, you liar.
Yeah, I
Pants on fire.
It's true. I did set my pants a lot. Anyway, you were saying you're watching a new show.
I started watching Death Note in preparation for the Netflix movie
For the
that's coming out.
Willem Dafoe
Willem
as
Dafoe
the
as Ryuk.
no Willem. His name is not William. His name is Willem.
Willem Dafoe
Yes.
as Ryuk. I've always heard it's good.
It's amazing.
And I thought I'm not confident that the movie is going to be the best way to digest that story. Even though I hope it's good. I thought I'll go and watch it. It's a good show.
You could read the manga.
No. No, you're technically right. It is in the realms of possibility for me that I read that manga.
It is physically possible. It's
I
true.
will not dispute.
I've already read it.
I went and got a what are they? The
Laxative.
No, the service from
Anime Lab.
Yeah, I got an
Yep.
Anime Lab subscription.
Nice.
There's like 30 days for free, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll get it.
Yeah.
And I think I'll be done with Death Note the way that I've been binging through it. It's been an interesting return to anime because I haven't watched much in years.
Yep.
Like, I just haven't really done it. And then Cheryl started watching Yuri on Ice,
Yes.
which now may be one of my favorite shows ever. And the song gets stuck in my head.
That's one of the.
That's the
what's the genre?
yaoi.
Yaoi genre.
So
yeah.
it's
the
a
gay,
but
But it isn't
beautiful
quite.
gay boys.
beautiful gay men and their figure skating drama.
Don't sigh. We're all
No,
pro
it's
the beautiful
not
gay
what?
boys.
Oh, they're so
Sigh.
pretty. They're so pretty.
They are.
You're exacerbated by James and my lust
No,
for
I'm
these
not.
pretty young boys.
No, I'm not.
But yeah, so I started watching that, and like I actually
I was going to say,
really
it's not
enjoyed
exactly yaoi because that's usually just sort of boy on boy sex.
Well-
It's more sort of like, I don't know.
Yuri.
Aren't yaois those like Australian
Yeah,
Yes.
surprises?
I saw someone selling them the other day.
Yeah,
They're
me
back.
too.
Yowies are back.
I love them so much.
I think Yuri. It doesn't really wear its kind of gayness on its sleeve. Like it's like it's there, but I kind of like that they don't make that big a deal of
Yep.
it. It's just sort of they're just gay. That's
Yep.
all it is. And like
Yeah,
every now
James, don't make such a big deal.
Oh
of it.
yeah, I'm very hardline about this. But every now and then there's a little bit of kind of fan service that slips through. For the most part, it's just like, nah, doesn't matter. It's just genuinely just like a good show.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I was watching that, and yeah, so I've gone to Death Note after that, and
And we're slowly hyping up for Furikuri 2 and 3.
yeah, that's coming off to go. I might go rewatch Furikuri.
That'll take you like 2 hours.
2 hours of it, because I don't know if now James will enjoy it as much as University
No.
James.
As soon as you get like the soundtrack going and some of those,
Yeah.
like it's just basically a very pretty music video, and it's
yeah.
like the whole
Hide
like
those eyebrows.
whatever something rainbow, whatever the song is, and like the robots like
Yeah.
rising up to the sky and everything. I don't remember what that was about. It just looks cool. It sounds great.
Did look very cool.
Like, yeah.
Oh, well, I know Cowboy Bebop's on there. It's great.
Yeah, I found out to make it a little bit video gamey.
Yeah.
The
you
person
dare.
who not choreographed, or I think it was the person who storyboarded the skating animation in Yuri on Ice is the same person who did the intro for Persona. And if you in Persona 5, you'll notice that the characters when they're skating are actually doing figure skating things. That's because she really likes figure skating.
Nice.
And that's sort of a thing that she does. And so she's the one that did the
So what
the
you're saying is
animation
she's a
in-
bit one note.
a bit one note, yeah, pretty much. But it's pretty,
Bit Death Note?
pretty. Yeah, it is. It's good. It's an impressive show. I know
Everything's
which-
tied together now.
yeah, and a nice, neat little bow on this anime podcast.
It's great.
Actually, it is a bit anime. Actually, let's continue that.
Splatoon anime.
Yeah, we can tie in those things together. They've announced a Splatoon anime,
Oh, actually, I missed that.
which will be, I bet it will be annoying and cute.
That's what we want.
It's like I loved at the Splatfest the 2 new hosts, and I forget
They're
their names
adorable.
already, and they're like up on the podium
Yeah.
singing because in Japan the competition was pop versus I mean obviously, but
But yeah, it's not. The previous ones were Callie and Marie.
Yeah.
They were like
What's this one
calamari. This one's Pearl and Marina. Pearl Marine. Pearl Harbor.
Is that what it is?
I guess
Pearl and Marina.
I'm gonna take Amy's
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
weird reference.
What is this, a subtle jab at America?
I don't know. I think it is.
Yeah, it's
Pearl
like,
and Marina.
It's
Yeah.
Al and Schwitz.
oh!
It's like, oh, isn't it cute? Like, oh, let's get out of here.
But yeah, it is. It's Pearl and Marina.
I mean, like,
They're
yeah,
adorable.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I do like the new character design.
I did like the songs
So
they were singing during
shiny.
the Splatfest.
the music is great.
And
in
I
that
did
game.
love that even though the Miiverse does not exist on Switch, they still do the Miiverse just for Splatoon. too.
Yes.
And you make your pictures and
Yeah.
then they appear in other people's
How
games.
did you make the pictures?
What do you mean?
How did you
You
draw
go
them?
to the
Walk up to the post box.
Yeah.
Oh, is that because I couldn't find where the drawing was?
Obviously, you walk up
Obviously,
to the post
to
box.
the post box where all
Idiot.
drawing happens. What a moron! What a fucking idiot!
Thank you for saying it for me, James. really ties the bow on the end of that one. Yes, dum dum. And actually, me trying to post my first picture actually crashed my Switch. For the
did
first
it?
time. Yes.
So the biggest technical hit you hit was drawing the picture. Like
Yeah.
all the multiplayer, that stuff was all
Yeah.
fine.
I just did some like a sad face with no splats, please. and that crashed my Switch.
I'm just sad I don't have a stylus anymore. It's a lot harder to draw.
You know, it's weird because they allow you to draw just with the buttons as well.
Yeah.
So drawing geometric things is
Oh,
actually much
even easier,
easier
yeah.
now because you just use the
I
D-pad
was
for movement.
thoroughly impressed with some of the pictures that I
Yes.
saw.
Yeah. I'm sure some people are just somehow tricking it. How do you draw that without tricking the system? It's not an easy thing to, and especially without a stylus, it's a lot harder to do
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Well, I suppose they could have you can have their own styluses that are touch capacitive.
Yeah.
So maybe that's
Yeah,
what
it might
they do.
make it a bit easier.
Yeah, I've got a
Some of those
capacitive
cheap,
pen in one
or
of
even
my
one of
things.
those little cheap rubber tipped stylus things.
Yeah. As long as they got that
Special
special tip,
magic.
that special nub.
You know, I still kind of miss the stylus
Yeah.
from touchscreens. I think it...
Don't worry, Apple's bringing it back.
Oh, it is true. That's a pretty good stylus.
Apple Pencil's great.
Fucking Apple.
I love Apple.
No one will ever need a stylus. Oh, you idiots using
You gotta remember,
but no.
there's Apple's marketing, and then there's a company that makes like shit.
Yeah.
And you just like, oh yeah, Apple, you have your little magical.
Just
Magical.
I just want I find going around things. Just like, you just don't need to shit talk everything that isn't a bad idea.
Yeah, but they
It's like just don't just be honest about it. It's like, oh, we don't want to deal with that. I think people want to do
that's not how
this.
they roll. They need to undermine everyone else.
Yeah, they just say like, hey, styluses are for people doing hardcore drawing. This isn't for hardcore drawing. And then they bring out the stylus one and go, this one's for drawing. And you're like, of course, this makes sense. We don't have to be dicks about it.
But how
all.
are they going to foster so much hate and zealotry with that kind of even thinking, Paul?
It's true. Anyway, so did we have any? Yes, we got a few other things that fall under anime news.
Yep.
Ni no Kuni 2 has been delayed until January next year.
Yes.
I was watching some gameplay of it, and
I didn't play the first one.
see, Ni no Kuni 1 is the best game that everyone stops after 10 hours because they get so sick of playing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it's just a bit of a grind fest and everything. And now the second one is more of an active combat system. It's even a little it's almost a little bit Pikmin-y in how the combat works, and it's like, it's very. And I'm just watching this fight against this one creature, and I think the video was 10 minutes long.
And it was just fighting the one creature.
And just oh my god, you couldn't even see the health bar going down. You had to fast forward to see any motion on it. I'm like, what is fun about this? Please. And apparently the guy playing it was very bad. I can't judge that.
It's such a
So I
pretty
played the
game.
It does look so pretty. It does. I hope I can turn it to easy just to turn the health bars down, because that's not why I'm there. Unless it's really interesting active combat.
I just doubt it will be.
But
see, if we're going to stick with JRPGs for a minute, we've also got Toy Story coming to Kingdom
Yes.
Hearts 3.
I was thinking the game's called Kingdom Hearts 3, not Toy Story, but yes.
Yeah. So yeah, with Toy Story coming to Kingdom Hearts 3, looks gorgeous.
I was sort of wondering, technically, I was comparing it to the first Toy Story, and I would say in many ways the render is better than the first Toy Story, probably with all exception to then the shadows.
Yeah.
Which
I think that'd be fair to say.
It's
Yeah.
like the actual quality of the texturing and just like the materials.
Yeah.
looks better than the original
Yeah.
movie. And then I'd probably say the shadows are the only thing not lacking in it. But yeah, they really, really capture it. There's Zora and everyone. They get retooled into toy shapes when they're in that world, and.
So they were fighting like on the driveway. I thought that looked really cool.
Yeah, it
like a
looks
good
really
sense of
cool.
scale, and you love your sense of scale.
I do love sense of scale. The game is also coming next year, which is a little bit earlier than we were expecting it, but after the last thing we heard. And there was a little bit of explanation for why it's been taking so long, because they basically pulled the Duke Nukem Forever and were forced to switch engines after over a year into development. They went to Unreal 4 and basically made them restart the game from scratch. So that's why the delay. And the game looks good, and it's there, and I still...
I don't know if I'll get it.
Kingdom Hearts is... I've got a friend that loves Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts and has played every single game and has like recently played through all of them again, just like, loves it. And I just look at it and go, this thing that is like a fun idea is so convoluted.
Well, that's
and so many levels
Yeah.
that it feels difficult to penetrate.
Yeah, that's the problem I've got with it. I feel like I hope they I hope they fix this, but
Yeah.
given the complexity that there is in the Kingdom Hearts universe, if they want new players to come into the third
Yeah.
game, they're really going to have to work to kind of get them in, or
Yeah, I was watching a friend just play the first one the other day, and it's like, it is the controls that put me off.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
like, it's a gorgeous game. I always love like the art style changed so much. Like even when you go back to like Steamboat Willie era, like in the first game.
So many things and that they got some of the original voice characters back. I think James Wood like always comes back and does Hades and stuff like that because he just apparently just fucking loves it. It's like, I'll be Hades again.
Yeah, I've never seen Hercules.
Hercules is great.
Hercules is all right. I didn't think
I enjoyed it.
I didn't think the music was that strong, but maybe it's because it's just not my genre of music.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Young Amy liked it quite a bit.
Yeah, I suppose probably it came out that I was probably a teenager by the time it came out, so I was probably getting a little bit over my Disney movies, and all I can think of is how good Aladdin is. And
That's in my head. That's what I think all the time as well.
yeah, they finally cast Aladdin the other day.
Oh, who they cast?
I don't know, some kids that are actually look Middle Eastern.
Oh, nice.
That's, so a win.
I actually saw Aladdin for the first time the other week back.
Oh, you hadn't seen it?
No, I hadn't.
And the songs are so
I don't
good.
know, it didn't catch me as much as you guys say it does.
Prince Ali, Fabulous He. Such great songs. Good songs. So energetic. So many gags. But it is long regarded as more of a boy film. If you're going to draw any of those conclusions between things.
Have they said who they're going to cast as the genie yet?
Yes.
Because it seems like it's because the genie is just Robin Williams. He's difficult one to cast that one.
That is actually an interesting point because while I say, well, obviously it can be anyone because it is a new film, all of these Disney remake things have been basically facsimiles of the original films, which I think has been a terrible choice. Especially, I hated Beauty and the Beast.
I actually really enjoyed Beauty and the Beast.
I just thought it was so pointless and just half the choices didn't work because I tried to replicate from the cartoon, but it didn't work in the live action. I'm like, why did you do that? Just something new. You've got talent here. I'm not saying none of these, like all these people are talented, with the exception of Hermione Granger.
It's made a shitload of money.
Sing.
No, she
can
can't.
barely act. She's just pretty.
She is pretty.
And she seems like a nice person. Like that can get you very far in life. And like, good on her. Like a million yays for Emma Watson. But God, there were some other people that apparently cast before. I'm like, oh, but that person could sing. You should have done that. Anyway, that would have been interesting.
So anyway, the genie.
The genie.
Yes.
So take a guess.
I don't know.
Dave
Chappelle.
Closer than you think.
Oh, really?
Unfortunately, a better choice, but closer than you think. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. He's from. He was born and raised in West Philadelphia.
Okay.
Oh God, you didn't get it from that hint?
Oh, it's
Is it me?
You're looking for no.
Keep going.
He's been to the Wild Wild West, and he's been.
Is he some kind of Fresh Prince?
He is a Fresh Prince.
Is it Will Smith?
It is Will
Will
Smith.
Smith is a genie.
Yeah, not my first choice.
I mean, Will Smith is charismatic.
He can be.
I enjoy Will Smith.
He hasn't been fun for a long time, but he is capable of being fun.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm glad they're not just going, can you be Robin Williams, please? That would be bad.
Yeah, it would be hard. It would be bad for someone to just try and be well, I mean, you could get like I could probably put like Keegan Michael it's Keegan Michael Key, isn't it? And it's Jordan Peele, from Key and Peele. Yeah, so that he could be like more the impressionist style, or we could just straight out go Jim Carrey or something.
Yeah.
But that seems like they're past those days of Jim Carrey.
Get out of
Sandler.
Oh boy, get up to
You know, it's the world's worst idea, but it's amazing. It's great. Fucking Adam Sandler, great. What if Will Smith, being as the genie, also insisted that his son play Aladdin?
Oh my gosh.
That'd be good. That'd be good. Okay, so that's the end of a Disney watch.
The Disney watch.
Okay. Other things that could fall under Animu. I think that's pretty much that's all the anime news, except for, of course, the other game that you've been playing, James.
Yes, which is Final Fantasy
Crash
12.
Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot. Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age.
Yes.
The red-headed stepchild of Final Fantasy games.
Now, what I loved about your comments this week
Yeah.
is that you were saying, I've been playing Final Fantasy 12 and it's really interesting.
Yeah.
And my response was, but James, you played it. I saw you when we first when we first it came out and you played it and I watched you make all your gambits and everything. And your response was you just forgot
I
everything?
forgot. No, I'm actually surprised how much I forgot.
Yeah.
Which I think says a little bit
About
the game because I think if I went and replayed, say, Final Fantasy X,
Yeah.
while I don't remember it that much from now, I don't think I'd be surprised as if I'd never seen it before.
Yeah.
As I played again, but I feel like 12, I do. Like I'll see a new character and like I remember that face. I remember none of the context, but like I kind of remember that face, and that's where my memory would end. And I think it is one of the problems I've been running into it so far is that while I love the world, I think it's got that, it's like Final Fantasy Arabian Nights kind of, the art style they've gone for. The characters are okay, like Bethazar, whatever his name is, the charismatic sky pirate is a charismatic sky pirate, but the actual like political narrative of it, I just don't really care. And like there's these two, it's typical Final Fantasy. There's two warring nations, and someone's in the middle.
Yeah.
Like it's like okay, we've had this a few times, but I've played it probably around maybe like 10, 12 hours. So I felt like I put a fair bit of time into it, and that means.
But are you 16 hours into the game?
It. I'm probably about 16, 17 hours into the game because the big improvement they brought over from it's actually not new. It's that this version of the game is a version that was never released in the West, which is Zodiac.
Except it then has
or
some extra changes on top of that.
Yeah, it has extra changes on top of that.
Because I think the big change is that you can have a second class of job now.
Yeah.
So you can have two jobs at once.
Yeah. So the big addition, which makes this thing whole much more accessible, is the fast forward button.
Yeah.
The world is quite large. It was sort of when they started to go down the road of kind of more open world, which they actually pulled back on when they got to 13. Yeah, I think that got more linear for the most part of that game until at the end it opened up.
Oh, at the end of the tutorial, 17 hours in.
17 hours in, it opened up a bit. But it does mean that there's a lot of walking back and forth in the game. So they have a button. You can hit that and suddenly it runs at double speed, or if you can bump it up and go to 4 times speed. And where it makes it especially great is this was the Final Fantasy where they said, all that boring shit you do in your combat, you just automate it. And that's what the Gambit system is. So you can go in and say, when below 30% health, use
heal
potion. If weak to fire, cast fire.
Yep.
And so, if you're just walking around, you get your Gambits half smart and you'll kill things and you're fine.
Especially for just the grindy aspect of the game.
Yeah. And it just completely kills the grind. Like it actually, for me to just like run through a dungeon, I can get through it real quick. It's not a chore at all. It is still hard enough. Even though they did tone back the difficulty, that's one of the things they did with this one. They rebalanced the difficulty. When you get to a boss, you still need to, actively fight it. Like you kind of have your gambits, which are like your backup for like how you can go in and turn them off and things like that. Cheryl did comment that she said I spent more time in the menus than I did playing the game, which was probably true because part of the game is configuring the gambits.
It's designing that system. That is the combat in this one primarily. And whilst you can go in manually and still do things, it's designed to let the gambits run most of the time.
And I think it worked. It worked really well for me when I was fighting a boss, and this boss needed me to go and like a big boss in the middle, and then there were sort of things on the periphery I needed to go take out. And because I had my AI configured, I could let part of my party go and just you handle damaging the boss, and I'm just going to go around and do what I need to do around it. And it was nice knowing that just over there that's been taken care of.
Yeah,
I will go here and kind of do my thing. And if it looks like I had the strategy down, I just like bump up the speed. And the boss would drop off, and like, okay, done.
Yeah,
I killed it. Like, it's that change. In some ways, it's an admittance of the flaws of what the game is. That there's a lot of downtime. It's too slow when you walk around, things like that. But with that simple change, like, it's so much more palatable. For playing it.
I mean, I heard a lot of people just using the new version as just like a relaxy, grindy game.
Yeah. Well, if you want to just like grind. Because it's all AI, you just walk around.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm leveling up.
Yeah, do it full speed and everything. I'll just put in a little bit of time before dead, get all this stuff done.
Yeah. And so I think I wish the story was just a little bit more engaging. I don't know if it's going to pick up because it's going to keep going up in scale and things like that. It doesn't feel it's quite as personal as I like my Final Fantasy stories to be. Like with my Final Fantasy, I prefer it when it's a bit more about the characters. And I don't really feel like this one has done that so much yet.
Oh, you're only 17 hours
But I'm only 17 hours in, and it is a Final Fantasy game. It looks good. They've done a good job at upgrading the textures. Probably where it's a bit funny is the faces. I don't know what they've done, but it looks like they have double eyebrows.
Awesome.
They fixed They fixed.
Might just be character trait of people in that world.
They could. They fixed the 12-pack that the old abs that were on. What's his name?
How's that a problem?
No, well, he's back to a 6-pack.
Bullshit.
They got rid of that. So there's been the art's generally nice.
They should put it on the Switch.
That's it, buddy. That's it.
Yep. They should put everything on the Switch.
Number
on the
one
Switch,
complaint
please.
is especially these kinds of games where I want to play a lot of it, but in short bursts. I just wanted them to Switch.
Yeah.
I just really do.
This is the glorious future.
Yeah.
Let's make weird predictions. Everything goes into just incremental hardware, so we no longer get. I think we'll get a PS5. I don't think we'll get Xbox anything. I think we'll just get Xbox revisions from now on.
I think we'll get an Xbox 5, but it will be completely backwards compatible with all PS4 games.
That would be weird.
That's what I'm hoping for.
So there wasn't a misspoken thing, or
It was an Xbox compatible with.
What did I say?
you said an Xbox 5 compatible with PS4 games.
Oh no, that was a mistake.
I mean, it would be fucking
that would
amazing.
be amazing. No, my words are broken.
You heard it here first,
yeah,
folks.
confirmed.
Yeah. But then I think in that new iterative environment, then we'll get the new Sony Portable. They'll just call it something, and it's like it's also in that ecosystem. It's like, oh no, that only plays up into. It only plays up into level 7 games, and then that goes. So one day we will maybe have all our things portable.
Possibly.
I'll be a bitch and buy all those.
I remember I used to be very big on, I could see technology going one of two ways.
Yeah.
I could see it either going completely offline and streaming because the network infrastructure was so good, or technology gets so small and fast, it just doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
And you just have a small thing in your pocket that does everything. Definitely the path we're going.
Yep.
When I think of the power that's in, even the Vita picking it up.
Vita's still good.
And that, even then, that's 7-8 years old now.
What?
Still impressive. What's
I
this
don't
thing?
know.
Actually, was a year on it?
I don't know.
I'm just making shit up.
He's a research machine.
It's
only 2 years old.
All right, what do you reckon, Amy? How old do you reckon that is?
3 years? 4 years?
No, I'm going to say
No,
7.
I'm going to go 5. Oh, no. If you get that, what are you going?
I'm saying 7.
Okay, well, I guess I'll say 6, although I think Amy's right. But let's
Though my
find
gut
out.
now says 5.
I think
for those playing at home,
I think 7 will be really overstating.
You just tweet at Spicy Bits.
Spicy Bits, yeah.
We'll
what
look at
your
it
guess
after the
is.
show.
What is it? What year?
Okay, Wikipedia. Oh, come on, just put the date on the thing. Don't make me open Wikipedia. It came out. First release was in 2011. Which
is 6
Which would
years.
put it at 6 years, which is Paul's.
No, Paul was right.
Yeah, but it didn't come out in Europe and North America until 2012, so that would make it 5. So both Amy and I are correct, making James the only incorrect one.
Well,
Bum, bum.
oh well.
Yeah, it's good to know. It's good to confirm what we already knew.
James is the most wrong.
Yes, it's true. So I all the changes made me really want it, but also wanted on a portable system.
Yeah. It would really kind of, because it is such a long game, and it hogs the TV whenever I play it.
I'm going to be really interested to see how Xenoblade Chronicles 2 goes on the Switch, because it feels like Japan loves portability, Japan loves long RPGs, and I never have the time to sit in front of a TV and play an RPG. I mean, I know a lot of people do. They sit down and they space out for hours. I don't, but I can pull my Switch out at any time, and that's starting to be real fucking appealing to someone in my position in life.
I don't mind putting something on the TV if I feel like it's engaging for other people to watch.
Yeah.
Like if I was going to play The Surge or something like that, it wouldn't feel so bad, because if someone wants, they can watch that. Watching someone play Final Fantasy 12 is incredibly boring.
Yeah, I can
There is
imagine.
very little going on there.
The game that literally has a fast forward button to skip content.
So
I do like that. It's like you're right. It is a concession admitting its flaws, but it also makes it a good game.
Yeah.
So it's like, well,
yeah.
potato.
I think one of the things I've realized with the Gambits this time round is I remember I got a little frustrated one of the things I do remember when I played it the first time was I got frustrated because as a programmer, I look at the conditions and I look at the actions, and I want to just automate the lot of it.
Yeah.
Like programmer brain wants to solve the game, and I no longer play it. I just let it do its thing.
Yes.
This is what I want. But they don't give you that. the gambits they give you. So as an example, like one of the things that I want is when I first see someone to do an action like steal or slow, but I don't want to do it every time. I just want to I don't want to constantly cast slow on them.
Well, I mean, like the steal is a very well discussed one, which is you say when at 100% health you steal, because they'll only be at 100% health briefly at the beginning of it. Because once you've done steal, there's no point continuing the action.
So that's what you do. You go 100%, do a thing.
Yeah.
But then you got the problem of if you've got multiple people, then one of the characters might not actually damage one of the other characters.
Yeah.
And so two of your party members, if you have 100% conditions, will just sit there doing those things. And like, it's not smart enough to say, why would I steal again?
Yep.
But I think now I'm realizing that's because they don't want the gambit system to be automate the whole game.
Yes.
The gambit system should be those things that you do a lot of.
Yep.
Just put them in.
Yep.
And you still want to go cast fire and whatever.
Mm.
You can cheat a bit with steal, and I think that's like as far as you really go.
Yeah.
So now when I'm playing it, I'm not trying to program my AI.
You don't get if then else.
Yeah.
You just get
like even a not condition would be great.
Yeah,
just give me that.
No, it just gives you a priority list of actions.
Yeah.
And if the first action can't be done, just the second.
next one,
Then it's hard to do that. Go to the next one.
I actually think it's not a bad compromise.
I think it makes it more of a game.
Yeah. Otherwise, it'd actually just be a puzzle game.
Yeah, it'd just be a programming exercise.
Yeah.
It would be Final Fantasy presented by Zachtronics.
Yeah.
which
actually sounds amazing. Like,
you know, actually, I would love him to start like
other genres.
Yeah. Stop just making like
hacker games,
incredibly complex programmer games, which he slowly just stops. He just keeps dropping like the pretense, until it is just like, oh. Now it's a CPU you're programming. Like, you're not even trying with any sort of subtext here, man. Anyway, if he started moving to different genres, that would be really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you mentioned in your little as you were passing there, games that were interesting to watch. The Surge, which is one of your favorite games this year, it's getting a demo coming out. Ooh. So I think that's probably a great idea because that's a very good game according to James.
Yes. Like every now and then I go Google for DLC just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
It's like I want more of that game.
See, I don't think there was enough players to buy the DLC. That's why we're getting a demo because it's a very good game from all reports, but I don't think it's done particularly well.
Yeah.
So more people playing.
I'm going to say
good.
my favorite Souls-like. I'm going to call it because I actually finished this one.
That's pretty good. Okay, we saw Icons Combat Arena by Wave Dash Games. Now, Wave Dash Games, you may know as the people behind the Smash Bros. Hacked version. What's it? That's not Project M. That's Project something else. Let's call it Project Smash. It's not that, but why not? That's that hacked version. They added more characters.
Yep.
They're like,
I can't even
it's really
think
big.
what it is.
Yeah, it's really big in the competitive scene. So they're making their own game, which, surprise, surprise, is exactly Smash. To the level that people say, like, that moveset is just taken from Smash. Is that legal? Can you just take that? I don't know.
No, we'll find out.
I think that's fine.
I'm going to say yes. As a lawyer, not a lawyer. Yes.
Yeah. My feeling on seeing it was this is just like the competitive people. So it's basically... They're not all Final Destination. There are at least a couple of platforms on the levels, but there's no items. There's no anything to distract you from the pure fighting joy of it. And... I like the silliness of Smash.
Yeah.
I like someone to get a stupid run of super powerful items and they win from sheer bullshit.
Yeah.
That's part of the fun.
That's what I tried to get into the competitive scene with Smash, and it's so dull.
And that'll be interesting because this is also going to be free to play. So it's like you got to have a passionate community and a large enough community to keep that going. We'll see. I mean, wish them luck. I don't wish them anything bad.
Maybe they could do the Rocket League thing where they just add the silly stuff later.
Yeah, maybe. We have seen some more on that Atari box that they hinted a few weeks ago. It's a box by Atari.
I thought it was a router.
It's got an HDMI port and it's got 4 USB ports.
Maybe it's just...
And it will play classic games and new games.
Oh, new games.
And what they fucking mean by that, I don't know.
I'm going to go on a limb and say it's some kind of Android box.
Maybe, but they already have those.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They already have their Atari whatever and 60 million in one, which takes up the entire 3 kilobytes.
The Nintendo mini-series honeypot.
No, well, this is its own thing.
Yeah, because they already do those ones.
Okay.
They're
not official, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Atari, like they just released another one. Just the other day, and it's like
nothing but Custer's Revenge.
And I think the big thing comes down to, as much as like I still have an Atari and I play a few Atari games, they're just really not that good.
No, there's very few legitimately good Atari games.
Yeah.
There are some which are okay.
Like they've got an amazing logo.
Yeah.
And that logo
Yeah.
looks good in Blade Runner.
Who's developing these games?
The
these
new- well, I don't know what they
They're
mean
saying,
by the new games.
It almost feels like they're saying this is a console, like a new console.
They kind of seem to be positioning themselves.
Yeah.
And then they also seem to be making it up as they go along. Today's press release was sort of like, oh yeah, it's got USB ports and an HDMI
Yeah.
port. It's like, oh, we're not holding out on you. We're just trying to make sure we do it right. It's like, wait, you don't know yet? How could you not know you're announcing this thing?
I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to say this thing ain't going to do so well. Because it is very confused.
It's going to go twice as well as the Phantom. Phantom had a good keyboard controller.
It did. Amazing keyboard
They
controller.
actually released the
I
controller.
think
didn't
the
they?
keyboard controller
Yeah.
came out.
At least it's better than the Mega Drive Neptune, I think it is.
I don't know. the
I have no
Neptune.
idea. This one. What's this
Oh,
one?
it's the one that was never released. That's, the Hyperdimension Neptunia games?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it's all sort of...
Did they? Oh, okay. I did not know that. I will look up some of that history in the future, and I will learn.
Yeah, I hope so.
Unless you can fill me in the learning now.
I think that's just basically all I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope I'm not wrong.
I liked what was the console that it got repurposed as like it was I think it was the Jaguar. I think the Jaguar molds.
Repurposes like a sanitary dispenser or like
Yes,
a,
yes,
What?
yes. Because molds for manufacturing are quite
Yeah.
expensive to create in the first
Yeah.
place. So they sold the molds for the console to a medical company, and they used the same molds to make like these sanitary dispenser products. And so you walk into some hospitals and there's a Jaguar on the wall.
I'm just thinking of a beheaded jaguar.
It's not quite that exciting. It's yeah, it's kind of cool from what I recall. So yes, that's right. So currently the international is coming up soon-ish. That's the Dota 2 competition, and they have been raising funds for the jackpot, which is now currently over $20 million, which while they say is big, is less than half of tonight's jackpot on Tuesday as Lotto. So
So just as some context, that
what a bunch of losers.
20 million.
That's 50 million. Although I guess it's American, so maybe it is half. But they got to pay taxes on it. in
No, Australian
America.
dollar's been really good recently.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has.
What's it up to?
80.
What? Really?
Yeah, it's had some big
Are you
bump.
fucking joking?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm really excited.
No, I think last
I'm
time
going to go
like,
import some shit.
last I heard it was 70 something.
Oh,
It's gone up even higher,
80.
is it?
It was 80 when I last
I
looked.
remember when it was
this
over
morning.
$1 one time.
I know.
That really screwed the
was
Australian game
amazing.
industry. Really did.
It destroyed the game industry, but it was
God.
like 79 centaruis.
Yeah. You can go buy some stuff, man.
Get some shit. Sorry, podcast over. Can I go purchase some things?
Go buy some American
The
dollars.
glory days are almost back.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
Remember it used to be like 80
Come
regularly?
on, Trump. Come on, Trump.
You undermine that American economy.
Crash that economy.
Crash that economy.
Just
Yay.
joking. Our politics is falling apart faster than anyone else.
So we don't understand mathematics in this country anymore.
no, we understand them. It's just
That-
illegal.
Those laws don't apply here.
Yeah, we don't. In this house, we obey the laws of thermodynamics. So yeah, we memed to that already.
So it's a dental machine?
Sounds about
yes,
right.
yeah, it's this dentist thing. Was it a Jaguar?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I like it when my memory is correct. Fantastic. Okay. So yes, Oz Lotto tonight. Wish me
Yeah.
luck.
You'll get it eventually with your understanding.
Fantastic news on the Namco Museum with Pacman Verse in it. A couple of weeks ago, they announced that Pacman Verse was coming, which was sort of the first time since the GameCube that it was going to be available, and I don't think it was ever available in the West officially. So that game is asymmetrical, where one person plays Pac-Man on a screen, and then the ghosts are all on the other screen, and they only see a small part of the map, and so it's like a horror game with Pac-Man. It's great.
I love Pac-Man.
The problem was to play it on the Switch, you needed 2 Switches, and the question was, do you also need 2 games? And the answer is no.
Oh, how do they work that?
There is a downloadable app, which is Pac-Man vs. Pac-Man only.
Yep.
So it's obviously useless without someone else having the full game, but you only have to buy the game once.
Okay.
Speaking of Pac-Man, I saw at Netherworld, I was there on the weekend,
Yeah.
and I watched someone get almost to the kill screen. It was pretty surreal. Like
Almost
they were,
to the kill screen.
yeah, they
That's
weren't
not
quite
to
there.
the sill screen.
What a
though.
loser.
Yeah,
I-
yeah, he was
Why
funny.
don't you should come back and tell the story when they reach the kill screen.
Yeah.
So they got something to brag about.
I know, but still,
Were they,
it was more than I've scored.
what did they look like?
White, male. They had a bit of a beard thing on them.
A beard thing.
Weird thing.
What you're describing is a typical nerd.
It was kind of, I don't know, not the typical skinny nerd.
Hey.
I'm just seeing Paul here.
I thought you were talking about like the typical stereotypical one. But
Is it you, Paul?
it wasn't
me.
Paul.
I mean, it's true. I haven't reached the Pacman kill screen. Okay, so enough of my Pacman adventures. Nidhogg 2 has release date August 15.
That's not far away.
Yeah, I'm going to play that game with my friends.
Play-Doh.
And then, as my last exciting piece of news today, last gaming exciting piece of news, Nin, as in Nine Inch Nails, has released a new music video for the new song Less Than, I think it's called, and it's based on Polybius. It's all gameplay from Polybius. So if you remember what Polybius is, it's the historic game from the 80s, which was an urban legend about a game that appeared in an arcade and drove people insane and then was taken away by bloody G-Men. But now Jeff Minter, as of Llamasoft, has actually made and released Polybius. You can I think you can get it on Steam as well, but it's definitely on PS4.
Yep.
It's also VR. Apparently the VR is real trippy.
Okay.
But it's very much that Tempest style sort of thing. And then they basically just use gameplay from this Tempest style game as the entire music video for the new Nine Inch Nails song.
I have to go watch it.
Which is fun. That was cool. Sort of that weird retro psychedelic thing going on. Plus I like Nine Inch Nails.
You do.
I do. I made a lot of my like music nerd friends happy by saying my favorite Nine Inch Nails album is Year Zero and I Have a Mortgage. And that is a joke.
I didn't only
because I am old and and most people do not like that album, but it's just for people that are over the hill and now just cynical about the world. I'm becoming overly conservative because now I have investments. But I used to rock out.
You used to.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Like, yeah, I used to be cool. Yeah.
That's a stretch.
Well, that was cool.
No, it's a stretch.
I had a band.
I say it is
He
pretty
still
cool.
has a band, I thought.
Remember the time I came to
my
play in
band's
your
gone
band
these days.
and you turned me down?
Did we turn you down?
I think you turned me off because I was contributing nothing, and I fully accept that. I had no idea what I was doing.
Well, especially our style of music.
Yeah.
It's not exactly...
Yeah, and I don't know how to play instruments, so I was at a disadvantage.
I remember Ben coming and trying to play with us. That was kind of funny.
I gave it a go.
Yeah, you
I'll
gave it a
try
red
it.
hot try.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's more than welcome to try. Everyone out there, come and jam with my band.
No, not you. No, but you.
No, don't do that. That's terrible acting.
Yeah, meanie.
Yeah, well, why not just fucking let anyone come?
Yeah, well, they can come.
Yeah.
What about Super Hitler?
So can he jam?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Great.
He can
As
come
long as he
along.
get my like chilled out angry alt music. Yeah, people. Someone named it Ragecore.
Rage.
No. It was that wasn't Rage. It was I don't know. I can't even remember now. It was like Rage Chill because like it's super relaxed but really angry. It's like I'm so angry in this hammock.
He's lying there fuming, so angry.
This guitar is so noisy and loud, but it's only playing 2 notes every bar. I don't want to overexert myself. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I could just, like, pluck a note and just let it hang, until I was done. Sometimes you could do it and then go play another instrument for a while before you come back, pick the guitar back up, and like, well, let's continue. So many good days. Oh, just kidding. Okay. So that's there. So we actually, another game that we don't have on our list that I know both James and I have been playing is the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy.
Yes.
So
I have played a little bit of.
a Switch.
It might.
As I say, it might. It won't be soon, but it might. This is my first time playing Crash.
Oh, okay, so you have no rose tinting.
I have zero. I
remember you were kind of down on Crash.
Yes, I think it's a stupid design game.
Yep.
I think especially levels where you run towards the camera, whoever thought that was a good idea for gameplay is an idiot.
But now having played it in the modern day,
yeah, those levels are real stupid.
that's a good change.
but and I do still kind of feel that. I can see the gameplay design of it. but especially the side-scrolling levels, I really get into. I'm starting to see it. And one thing that I find is funny, I can't get it through my head that I'm collecting crates.
Oh, is he jumping over them? Or
No.
Yeah.
I collect most of them, but then I'll get to the end of the level.
No, you got to get them all.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
But because sometimes it'll be like a part, like a platform made of crates that you have to run over, and I just cannot get it through my head that I need to jump on each individual one to collect them. And I get to the end of the level, go like, "Oh, I got every fucking crate. What do you mean I missed 3? Fuck this game." It's an interesting. It's actually a really, really, really unique platformer. I can't think of any other platformer that plays really anything like it.
It's so linear, and I think it's about collecting, but it's also a straight path. So
When it's not, that annoys me too. When it does a split path, and you have to
Yes.
go back on the other side, because it doesn't feel like it's really designed to do that. Especially since often, like I think even in the first level, there's a split path. There's a switch on one side to open a bridge. So if you go the other path first, you can't go back. So you have to go all the way back around to get to.
So,
collect
Paul,
all
how have
those
you been
things.
playing it? As in first game, second game, third game?
Yes,
or-
yes. I've only been
Okay.
playing the first game so far. I haven't delved into
Yep.
the other ones because, as far as I know from the original development, they pretty much just went like they were learning as they went.
Yep.
And so they basically just keep adding
See,
gameplay.
yeah.
Like,
so I don't
I-
want to skip that progression.
See, I played a bit of the first one,
Yeah.
and then after that, I'm like, now jump into 3.
Yep.
Like I did just because I think it's the strongest because you're right, they were learning
Yeah.
along the way, and I think as soon as you hit that one, so that it was interesting going back,
Yeah.
and going, I'm going to revisit these things. Like, oh yeah, I remember this, but it feels like they've learnt a lot.
Yeah, I was quite heavy on playing the originals back when I was younger, and I hated the first one. It just felt so unpolished because I went straight back from number 2.
yeah.
Yeah, I love number 2. I still actually have not finished it, though.
I don't know if I'll finish them before I move to the next ones. I want to get up to the levels that people report as being impossibly hard because of the changed physics model in the game, which I want to have an opinion on.
Yeah.
And I'm coming from it from completely fresh eyes, so
Yeah.
we'll see how I go and if I think it's bullshit or if I think it's just like, oh yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
That's all right. It's weird. I actually died a lot in the game because I don't think it's a particularly readable game about what necessarily kills you and what and how you're allowed to
Okay.
interact with things. You do it once.
I died a lot to try to go back and get crates that I missed.
Yeah. Because I would just die a lot experimenting with what I can do again. It's like, am I allowed to jump on this enemy? Can I spin into this enemy? Like, what are the hitboxes like and everything? I don't think it's like, it's hard to tell with Mario how much is just ingrained in society and how much is just good design, letting you know what you're allowed to do. Like, obviously, spikes you don't touch.
I think Mario is largely good design.
Yeah, I feel it is. I
Yeah.
can't objectively say so because I grew up in a society where it was
I'm
there.
thinking even at the start of like Super Mario Bros, where the levels are built to teach you to jump on
Yes.
tortoises
It's
and
very
then
distinctly
on turtles.
designed.
Yeah, so like I would say no, Mario is pretty clear.
Yeah, I think Crash is not necessarily that clear, but you only need to do it once to learn it.
Yeah.
So everyone that's ever played it once knows all the things.
And
They're like, what the fuck are you talking about,
the-
Paul? It's fine. You jump on the boxes and you spin into the turtles.
Yeah,
The levels are quite short.
That's
as
how I
well.
am at the moment.
Yeah.
So like you learn it and it's like, oh okay, because you're going to want to go back and get all your crates anyway.
Yeah. I need to get good at my timing to like if a crate's between some explosive crates.
Yeah.
I need to get, like,
Yeah.
I'm not good at picking that yet.
Yeah.
But I'll get my skills up.
They've really stuck to the original design.
Well, that's
haven't they?
exactly it. Yeah.
I think
Although
like,
they added more checkpoints and a few things like that. But other than that,
but I think like
the same.
comparing it to Final Fantasy 12, where there is a lot more concessions in there, like there's added autosave and things like that. Not as much with
no, I
Crash.
think
Like it's like they're just giving you the Crash experience.
yeah, which is it's interesting because it's like it, and you play it with the D-pad. You can play it with the analog stick, but I think you'd be mad to. It's
Because
like-
there weren't analog sticks when
Yeah.
that thing first came
Yeah,
out.
I touched
the
it for a second.
one though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First one, yeah.
I touched the analog stick. I'm like, oh no, D-pad. Oh, this is great. This is fine. Yeah. So I will keep playing it and see what I think
I
overall.
want you to get to the newer ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably do a couple of like worlds of
In the
each one
end,
at least.
second was my favorite.
That was that the
See-
first one you played?
Yes.
See, I think you'll like
always had to
three. I think you'll like 3 a lot because there's a lot of variety in
Yes.
the levels. Like there'll be like a jet ski level and things like that. Like it really mixes it
Yeah.
up.
So can we just quickly discuss Naughty Dog's obsession with crates and less like
And pushing them and
what a fucking Uncharted! Like I can't believe that they still have so many crates in their games. It's like, I mean, a crate's the easiest political thing to put out there. It really seems like they really lack creativity when it came to deciding what to use as their collectibles in Crash. It's like, it's a box. I mean, can we make a simpler polygonal shape?
They're fun to smash.
Yeah.
They're all right.
Get them smashed to crates.
Now, I
Don't
didn't pay
smash them in the
Get
right
them
I
way.
didn't pay a lot of attention to the plot. Is there a plot reason why you hate crates? What are you getting out of crates?
Wumpa fruit.
There you go. Fruit. They get
Apples.
One apple per crate.
Sometimes they have more than that.
Yep.
2 apples per crate.
Sometimes they have a bunch.
Like 5 or 10.
Yeah.
In the one crate.
Yep.
And if you do the spin, you'll get them better than if you run around to get them. That's what I find.
What? No.
What do you mean? I just bounce, land in the middle of them, and do a spin, and I collect most of them.
Okay.
Oh, I've got them hot Crash tips.
On this Crash podcast.
I swear.
Okay.
You don't have a Crash as hardcore as I have, baby.
Okay.
I couldn't work out how to... I didn't realize that if you just jumped on a crate, it broke at first. So when I was trying to get ones on a bridge, I was like trying to spin and quickly move to the next one on each individual crate.
Just land on the crate.
I fell down a lot trying to use that command. But I got a right at it. And then I realized it was totally unneeded. Oh well, I might need it later in the game. Them hardcore skills.
Yeah. Build them up, buddy.
Yeah. It's interesting to go back.
Build them up, buttercup.
I do like going back and playing things that are just lacking from your library. It's like when you go back and watch films that are just totally missing from your knowledge base. It's like, oh yeah.
I've had to do that with a bunch of SNES games.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've never had a SNES, so did with a lot of them. I need to find the good ones.
Yes, we should develop a list of the biggest misses in our collections.
Maybe it's some kind of top 5.
No, I think we just like do a thing. Like we do like one a month or something. I don't think we need like top 5 games that we missed out on.
Top 5 games we haven't played.
I think we've done
Actually,
that.
think we did that
I think we did
that
very
podcast
one.
once. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's probably a Ben one.
Yeah, I don't know. No, it would have to have something to do with Fran Drescher if it was a bad one. Okay, so in other non-gaming related news, they announced the lady will be the new Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Paul, I have some strong opinions.
No, you don't.
I do. I think Doctor Who is a shit show.
You guys are so mean.
That's a bit strong. I mean, I just think it's not a good show.
I do. I'm gonna go with shit.
I got good news though.
Yeah.
Moffat's not writing it anymore.
I know, it's so happy.
I don't know who's that guy.
He's a bad writer guy.
Have you ever seen Sherlock?
Yes.
You notice how it's like written by a moron?
No,
That
but
guy.
only one of the episodes is written by a moron. The rest of them, they're decent.
Of Sherlock?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then
No, like one per season.
The last 2-3 seasons have been unwatchable.
Yeah,
but
they have been stupid.
I think I haven't watched any of the more recent stuff.
I mean, I've watched them, and they were
the first season was
watchable.
fine.
Yeah.
The second season was good, and then it just went fan service.
It's not good.
Tumblr.
But I did like coupling. He wrote coupling.
What if they made Sherlock a woman?
Well, they made Watson a woman in the
elementary
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
And apparently that's good.
Well, it's better than Sherlock, that's for sure. But anyway, I was disappointed by the internet. I just wanted to say because there was a lot. I saw a lot of outrage at the outrage, and I was
Because you like being like angry at the people that are overblowing the anger.
Yes.
That's your thing. You go for.
that's the thing I get. I hate the like. I remember when
I think you refer to it as manufactured anger.
Yeah, because it was with Rogue Squadron. Oh, not Rogue Squadron. What was
Rogue One?
Rogue One.
Yeah.
When there was all that outrage about it being a woman in the lead, and like it's like 5 people on Twitter. Who gives a fuck? But because all the articles had the same 5 people. I'm like, these people barely exist. What are you talking about? And I was just anticipating that was the same thing here. And then I don't even follow Doctor Who. I'm like, it's just not in my frame of reference. And I just saw hundreds.
It was stupid.
Hundreds.
It is stupid how
like, why?
angry people are.
I mean, but it also pointed out to me that's also the Doctor Who cycle.
It's awful.
Everyone's always angry every time they announce a Who.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they hate them, and then they love them, and then they're angry when the next Who is
Yeah.
announced.
But is it now that there's other anger? There's other sessions of anger to compare it to.
You know what?
Is this one significantly more angry?
No, it's just the same sort of anger.
I don't know. They just have different justifications.
Yeah.
Like, they were outraged when Capaldi was announced because he's an old man compared to the previous 2 doctors have been sort of.
Well, I mean, Matt
30,
Smith was
40
literally a
years
sperm when he started that show. Yeah. But he had a cool bow tie. Sperm and a bow tie. How cute's that?
Little wiggly tail, little bow tie, right Right, a little head part.
Just knocking on the front door. I'm here to take your daughter to the prom. I'm just real nervous. Gotta cut some flowers there.
She kind of just rolls down the stairs. You look so pretty.
Oh, I can't think of what the dad is in this scenario.
Oh, he's a grumpy sperm.
No.
He's one of the sperms who didn't make it. He's just
He's
got a like wrinkly little tip to him, and
You know, I'm becoming increasingly excited.
I think we broke eight.
That's all right. I'm becoming very excited at the very strong possibility that David Bowie will actually be in the new season of Twin Peaks.
Oh, because I haven't had a Twin Peaks update in quite some time.
It's amazing. Everything's great.
You went dark on it, so I wasn't sure what was...
I think I don't know if I did an update on... So episode 8 is like the penultimate episode of the season so far, where everything goes insane and literally 20 minutes of it are a nuclear explosion. And then... and it's literally the best thing I've seen on TV in fucking a decade.
Can I watch it, Paul?
No, you can't. The show actively trolls the audience so much.
Yeah.
And I genuinely think that episode 8 is a fantastic individual work of art. Toast loved it too. He was weirdly engaged with it for like 40 minutes straight. He's just looking at the TV going like, what the fuck is going on?
He probably understand as much as I would.
Got a light. Anyway, there's a reference you'll never get. But no, you'll get it if you watch it. Anyway, it just continues. But see, David Bowie is an existing character in Twin Peaks, Philip Jeffries, and they reference him a lot. And a lot of the show was filmed before he passed on. And in fact, the log lady who is in the show passed on even before Bowie did. So there are currently 2 actors in the show that have passed on since the filming. So Log Lady and Albert are both gone. And so there's at least a glimmer of hope, because they keep talking about his character.
That would be amazing.
That Bowie's going to rock up before the end of the season. And I am like...
That would be fantastic.
Amazing.
It would be. And you just stay quiet about it and just
well, they're very good at secrets. Partly because even if you knew, what the fuck are you going to do half the time?
Yeah.
It is the most interesting thing on television. And then also yesterday, Game of Thrones.
So good.
I suppose 3 days ago.
I think that for me to... Because I haven't seen it yet. I think for me to avoid any spoilers for this show, when I go home tonight...
You should see the sperm and the bow tie.
I'm going to go get myself... So I'm going to give Foxtel some money. What? I'm going to give it a go.
Well, that's good because you couldn't do that yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's so funny. After all the effort that Foxtel went through to give people a legal avenue to watch Game of Thrones.
The system crashed.
Like, it wouldn't have crashed. Actually, what would have gotten faster? Some kind of torrent.
Yeah. The more people you add, the better it gets. It's like sex.
Not everyone's like you, Paul.
It's an old legit Larry joke.
Okay.
Sex between 2 people is the most beautiful one. It's not exactly beautiful one, but between 5, it's fantastic. Anywhoozin'. So that came out. It was a good program. I mean, it's no Twin Peaks.
I've already had to scroll through Facebook very fast because there'd be people prefacing their posts with spoilers. I'm like, I'm just going to hide from Facebook for a little while.
I got a spoiler for you. No nudity in this episode.
Bullshit, I'm out.
Yeah.
Last episode of Twin Peaks, Naomi Watts was naked.
Why am I watching this bullshit?
I don't know, buddy.
Why am I not watching Twin Peaks?
Admittedly, it's not explicit, so... I mean, she's got a nice back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a thing for Naomi Watts around I Had Huckabee's time, because I really liked that movie.
Do you think you still like it?
Probably. It's got a good soundtrack, John Bryan.
It was a John Bryan soundtrack.
It's weirdly positive, which I like, but like devastatingly, depressingly positive.
Yeah, that's how you like to roll.
Yeah. Everyone just have a smile. You've been trying to say something for a while, Amy.
Yes. So my dad, he's... I don't know, not heavily against me watching Game of Thrones, but he doesn't like me doing it. So, and
show him.
Yes, I do. And and he comes home yesterday
You've learned to pay your debts.
I'm trying to talk.
It's all right.
He comes home yesterday saying, there's this new show, Amy. It's called GOT. Because in the city, all their advertising, it's GOT. There's no Game of Thrones written anywhere. It's got this guy with his blue eye. Like, yeah, that's Game of Thrones, Dad. I've been trying to get you to watch it for quite a while.
Oh, so he doesn't watch it himself?
No, because there's nudity. and Mum apparently won't allow him to, which is a lie apparently.
See, the thing is, I'm going to bet that your dad doesn't mind nudity. It's probably just not in certain scenarios.
So, because I've been watching some...
He was just creeped out by the first episode. It was just too much gore for him.
Well, they do, especially at the beginning of Game of Thrones, they do... they go over the top with their content that way, and they don't feel the need to do that anymore because they've already got the audience.
They kind of got it done.
It's like I find that with it's like almost every single adult Netflix show. It's like, oh, we gotta start with tits.
Yeah,
it's
no, because I have been
Let's
watching
make our own show.
I've been watching Orange Is the New Black, right?
Fine.
And I found that Cheryl's mum has this knack for only ever coming downstairs whenever some hot lesbian sex is happening.
That's why she's coming downstairs.
It's always it's happened like 3 or 4 times now. Like while I'm watching the show, because it's not, while there is a bit of nudity in the show, it's not super common, but it's there.
Yeah,
and she'll only when it's on will she make her way down.
Parents.
And I'm just watching it like she's grabbing a coffee or something like that. I'm like, there's just 2 hot lesbians going for it. I'm like, this is awkward.
Yeah, my parents did the same thing.
I don't want to make a point of it by turning it off. I don't want to be like...
Yeah.
Because if I pause it, it's even worse. Now it's just stuck there.
Yeah, and my mum would come down and be watching Bang Bus. And
What?
it would always be one of the sex scenes she'd walk in on. It's really awkward.
What are the chances?
I mean, just the interviews. I mean, just come in once. Anyway.
But yeah, I have to actually... Game of Thrones, I have to watch off screen. I can't watch it on the big screen because Cheryl can see none of it. Because she's stupidly waiting for the books, which will never be released because George R. R. Martin will die.
I gave up
because he's too long. He's hanging out at conventions too much,
Yep.
and he's going to do that until he has a heart attack.
Yep.
And
Well, they've already pretty much finished the story anyways. Apparently the last season.
Yeah, well, this is
this is the second last season. Yeah.
Oh, second last. I thought it was the
well,
last one.
they're splitting the last season.
Oh, yeah.
But they're short seasons.
Like 8 episodes or something.
Yeah. I mean, they're normally only 10,
Yeah.
so it's not that short. But
Yeah.
But yes, it's
Disappointment.
yeah. Well, apparently the books are going to diverge from it anyway. But
What?
But yeah, I mean, they're already different, just not wildly different. But apparently it's going to diverge pretty heavily at this point.
Okay.
If they come out.
Or not, because they're not going to come out ever.
So I'll have to watch it on my phone or something like that.
Yeah.
It's on a little tiny screen,
I'll just watch it when Cheryl's at work.
which is most of the time.
Yeah, so you're fine. What are you complaining about?
Because I need to watch it tonight so I can look at social media again.
You could just watch it
You don't
here.
need to go on social media.
No, so I can look at it without spoilers.
Yeah, but you don't need to look at social media.
I can just spoil it for you now.
Please, no, don't.
Danny's still boring.
I thought she was going to start getting interesting next episode.
you
I'm hoping.
Fool me once. Shame on me. Fool me twice. Shame on me. It was literally because...
Oh, my emergency phone.
Oh yeah. It was you were on your emergency phone.
No, it was just on my knee, and it somehow tried to dial emergency services.
Oh well. Yeah, so the episode ends on Danny's story. Yeah. It's supposed to be a big something's going to happen moment, and literally as it's happening, I go. Lisa's just laughing.
It has to be getting interesting. Come on, she's got dragons.
See, but that's the problem. They don't feel they have to be interesting with her or make her become a decent actor because she's got dragons. And
I was thinking today, if they gave it over to the Lady of Bear Island, gave her 3 dragons,
that would be exciting. Yeah. See, it's kind of like
she's adorable.
It's kind of like dating someone that's very, very attractive. They feel that they don't have to develop a personality because they've got being hot. Yeah. So she's got having dragons, and it's
and she's got a nice body.
I mean, I'm not going to complain about it. I mean, that would be madness. But I mean, so I guess she's pretty too. So she's got 2 things.
Dragons.
She's got 2 strikes against her. At least she's got a dwarf now, so that works out. Okay, and that's the end of the pop culture bullshit.
She's gonna get 6 more dwarves.
Oh, that would be good. She could She could play Mount Your Friends.
What?
Mount Your Friends. It's a video game.
Mount Your Friends. I thought you said Mac of France.
Mac of France.
You can play Mac of France.
Oh, Mac of France would be good.
Look at that episode.
Yeah, I was just saying if there's anything we didn't talk about last week. We didn't talk about Jumanji, but that's all right.
That's it. We don't need to talk about Jumanji. I saw another trailer for it and it still needed no
I watched
talking.
Power Rangers on the weekend.
How was that?
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's,
Really?
they take almost the entire film to get into the costumes, which
Yeah.
is just like, what's wrong with you? Don't you realize no one's watching this for the drama? Bryan Cranston is literally stuck in a wall.
What?
Because he's playing Zardoz or whatever the computer thing is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And apparently that screen that he's in is supposed to be like stuck in an afterlife.
Yeah.
But he literally goes like, I need to get out of this wall. I'm like, just wait, you're conscious about the fact that you're in a wall? Like, what the So we made a lot of jokes about being stuck in walls and how Cranston is very method and he really want to be there on stage. Green screen, like pushing himself against the wall. I need to get out of this bloody wall. Oh. Anyway, it's great. And then we were waiting for like the Go-Go Power Rangers to subtly be mixed into the soundtrack thing. Nah, they just straight up they straight up just do the song.
Oh, okay.
It's not like subtly or like intelligently mixed in. It's just like suddenly they're running along and then it's just like go with the rock, go Power Rangers.
No, it needs to work
oh.
its way in there.
No, it's just explicit. It's just thrown in there with not a care in the world.
No, you just save that for the credits. That's when you do that song. You want to have that modern kind of like integration of it in.
They didn't even have Kanye West's Power in there, which would work so well. Power Rangers Power.
I don't like Kanye West.
Yeah, that song's good. What's wrong with that song?
It's Kanye
catchy.
West.
It's good. Look, Kanye West wears a Kanye vest, which covers his very hairy Kanye chest.
He's a gay fish.
That doesn't rhyme.
It does in my head.
Kanye is one of the very few modern musicians that can capture the insanity of like 70s and 80s.
Or actually,
that did not give a fuck.
I think Kanye is someone who I'm glad exists.
Oh,
like
he adds a certain color to the world.
Yeah.
He's a little bit, Fifth Element with Zorn or bloody Gary Oldman's character. It's like, just add a little bit of chaos.
Yeah, he's got some alright songs.
Yeah. I'm not saying that he's a saint, but I think the world's a more interesting place with Kanye's vest.
Remember when he tried to sing Bohemian Rhapsody?
No, I don't.
It was amazing.
Oh my gosh.
I remember him trying to rap on a radio show. Like, we're just going to give you a beat and rap over it. And he just like goes, no, I don't want to. And there's and they force him. He's just like, yeah. It's like, what is this beat? Who like this? Like some obscure beat. It was fucking 9 Inch Nails. Fucking Closer. Like, man, it's a fucking seminal song. Yeah. And it's not exactly the weirdest rhythm to do something to. It's
I'm done with the Kanye talk.
You Kanye jest.
I hate him. I don't know. Just whenever I think of him, I just get this really angry feeling.
I'm just glad he exists. And it's like, you make the world more interesting, sir.
If he was a bird, he'd make a Kanye nest.
Oh my gosh.
Give it a Kanye rest.
I'm out of here.
That's pretty good. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a steely look.
You just need to learn to embrace everything for its own individual values. Everything's got positives. Even the little worms that burrow into babies' brains.
You should just stress about a little Kanye less.
Thank you for watching 8.5 Bit. You can catch the website 8.5 Bit. Comment, Twitter, and Facebook, and please like and share anything like that. Subscribe to us on iTunes, and if you do, please leave us a review because reviews help us share the love. Thank you for watching. I've been your host, Paul.
I've been James.
Amy, call out. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
See you, Amy. Catch you all next week.
Hashtag.
What is spicy bits?
I don't know.
This is that thing now? Just random hashtags. Because I like it.
Okay.
For those who want to tweet along with the show,
Hashtag spicy bits.